Good morning, Party Chat Sports. Welcome back to the channel. It's one of your hosts, Caleb Gill. If you're sitting there this morning wondering, Caleb, there was no NFL football on this weekend. There was a Senior Bowl, but there was no NFL football games. Why are you doing a Monday morning drive? First of all, that's a stark reality that we're about to face, isn't it? We have one more football game left for the next couple of months. It's pretty sad. But the NFL is a 365-day-a-year league. And yes, there was no games on, but there was still plenty of news. There was plenty of things that happened in the NFL landscape, especially regarding coaches. Coaching staffs are starting to get filled, and almost a third of the league was looking for a new head coach. That is crazy. 10 out of 32 teams decided to fire their head coach from the 2025 season and went into this offseason looking for the new man to lead the ship for their team. 10 new head coaches. So we're going to rank those. We're going to rank the 10 new coaches. Who is the best? Who made the best hire? We'll talk about best fits and hires I liked and some that I really didn't. When you have 10, there's definitely plenty of things to talk about. So, with that being said, let's get into Monday Morning Drive. This week's Monday Morning Drive is going to be focused on the new head coaches of the 10 teams that were looking for somebody to fill those jobs. We're going to rank them. We're going to go backwards. We're going to go 10 to 1. From worst to best, from the one I didn't like to the one I liked the most. And the Browns' job was very unattractive. Well, let's be upfront. And Browns fans, you can come at me in the comments, but even if first of all, if you say, well, you're a Jets fan, what do you have to talk? What do you know? One, my fandom has nothing to do with my takes. And two, I know what a dysfunctional bad team looks like just about as much as anybody else. So, the Browns were probably the worst job out there. You could argue the Cardinals, and I ranked them a little bit in my head coach matchmaker episode. Didn't really rank them, but did talk about which ones are the best and, what does each job come with. The Browns comes with Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam. You come with the Deshaun Watson contract, the fact that you're the Cleveland Browns, a really good defense, but a lot of question marks on offense. So while the hire I get, it makes sense, I did have the Browns as my 10th ranked head coach fill. I get why Todd Monken got the job. I thought the Browns should have maybe went with a Shieldhouse, a younger, more up-and-coming, bright mind. But it sounds like, from all accounts, first of all, the Browns completely botched this, if this is true. They were looking for a head coach that was going to keep Jim Schwartz. They wanted Jim Schwartz in the building, but didn't want him to be the head coach. Complete misjudgment of that situation, thinking that Jim Schwartz would come back to the Browns as anything other than the head coach. And part of me thinks that if they knew that Jim Schwartz was going to leave if he didn't get the head coach job, they probably would have promoted. But my guess is, this is just my guess, that they felt they'll still be able to keep Jim Schwartz if they bring in Todd Monken. And Todd Monken's been a solid offensive mind. He was somebody that I would not have been upset if the Jets hired the year they hired Adam Gase, 2019. I kind of liked him then. Some good things with the Ravens offense is he's not a bad candidate. It just, Todd Monken doesn't feel like he's going to be, it doesn't feel like he was thought of for the next 5-10 years. Granted, most coaches don't last that long, but this feels more like a bridge, kind of like a David Culley for the Texans a while back. They had David Culley, they had Lovie Smith, and then now they have DeMeco Ryans. They had a couple one-and-dones. Todd Monken kind of reminds me of that, where maybe he can prove me wrong, but the Browns have a lot of things to clean up, which made that job very unattractive. So they give it to Todd Monken, who's probably been waiting for a long time for this opportunity. And we'll see what happens. But the Browns hiring Todd Monken, I have ranked number 10. Number 9 is the Miami Dolphins hiring Jeff Hafley. And again, the Dolphins' job is definitely more attractive than the Browns' job. You do have the Tua contract. You do have a dysfunctional owner in Stephen Ross, but the new general manager comes with Jeff Hafley. And this is who I thought the Dolphins were going to hire in that Matchmaker episode. I predicted Jeff Hafley to the Miami Dolphins. And a big reason why was because of the connection with, the general manager. I don't remember his name. I know it's like a 3-name thing. He's got 3 names. 2 last names. Pretty sure. But Jeff Hafley, look, he's a solid defensive coordinator. He was all right in Boston College. Like, that's his head coach. One time he's been a head coach. It's just very uninspiring. I kind of like the idea of keeping Mike McDaniels over hiring a Jeff Hafley. Now, what's really going to help him out or change perception is his coaching staff. And the coaching staff looks okay. Bobby Sloak is his offensive coordinator that he hired. He was the guy that was there for C.J. Stroud's rookie year. So, looking back at, C.J. Stroud now, maybe Bobby Sloak is better than some of us thought. They did bring in Nathaniel Hackett to be on the offensive staff, so the staff is going to be interesting on that offensive side. It's going to need as much help as possible. As much as I predicted this and thought this was going to happen, I still think the Dolphins should have maybe, went offensive. Again, I get, you went for Mike McDaniel, you have to do the polar opposite. Why? There's some other better candidates out there ultimately, and we'll see. I could be dead wrong, but I thought the Jeff Hafley to the Miami Dolphins hire was uninspiring. And for all I know, the Dolphins are going to be like the Bills. Like this could be their turnaround. For number 8, Pittsburgh Steelers hiring Mike McCarthy. This is another one that was just very uninspiring. The fan base is not having a good time with this one. I know Dylan's not that happy. It feels like he's trying to come to terms with it, but he's still not all that thrilled with the hire. He wanted a Chris Shula, Nate Shielhouse. He wanted somebody younger, more exciting. And going with Mike McCarthy just feels like you're trying to do the same thing, like keep a status quo. Just win games, and it doesn't matter how many games you win. It doesn't matter if you win in the postseason. Just be relevant is the end goal for the Steelers. And maybe that's true. Maybe that's enough. But I'm a big believer for the Steelers that they need to tear it down. I think you have to start a rebuild, and you have to accept that losing comes with that. I just don't think the Steelers were prepared for that. I think the Steelers, because, they've had so much success in the win-loss column, but it hasn't translated to postseason success. But that regular season success in the win-loss column, we got so used to it that they don't. It's the fear of the unknown a little bit. You go with, McCarthy is a comfortable option. That's a safe option. You're going to win some games, but if you're trying to progress into this century, if you're trying to progress into, the 2020s and then the 2030s, you want to be relevant. If you want to be a good team, you can't continue to go back to these old heads. And I think the Steelers stuck in their ways, went with a guy that's just going to keep us above water. We just want to tread above water. Look, the Steelers could win the division next year, or they could come in 3rd place in the division. What's deemed a success is my question. Mike McCarthy can win you 10 games, but he's not going to win you a Super Bowl. He's not going to make it to an AFC title game. You might win a wild card matchup. I don't know. I feel like the Steelers could have done better, because the attractiveness of the Steelers' job was that you knew you have a very good chance of being there for a long time. That longevity, that knowing the NFL, we as people, I mentioned this on the NFL Matchmaker episode, we like knowing that our job is safe. And in Pittsburgh, it is. You know, they've had 3 coaches since 69, 68. Like, it's been a long time since they've had a higher head coach, and they don't do it very often. So I thought this was a good shot, you know, for somebody that was going to be younger, more up and coming. Your first crack at a head coach job being the Steelers is, you know, it looks good. It's kind of inspiring, but the Steelers did the uninspiring thing in hiring Mike McCarthy. The 7th ranked, the Bills hiring Joe Brady. Now, Joe Brady could be very good. He could be a very good offensive mind. I do like that staff. I do like him hiring Jim Leonard. Actually, I don't like it. I actually hate it, but that's because it's a good hire. That he hired Jim Leonard as his defensive coordinator, a rising star in the defensive ranks, in the coaching ranks. He's somebody that he's going to get head coaching interviews sooner rather than later. He's going to be a guy next year that is going to be rumored for whatever head coach jobs open up. He's a very bright defensive mind. Getting to learn from Vance Joseph on the Broncos staff, was good at Wisconsin. He was a player for a long time in the league. Like, that's a very good addition. That's got to inspire confidence for Bills fans that he's able to build a legitimate staff. Pete Carmichael, who was with Sean Payton for the longest time in New Orleans. Like, it's a good staff that Joe Brady's putting together. My biggest issue with this is just, it kind of is like the Steelers thing where it's just status quo. You got rid of Sean McDermott, but you're promoting Sean McDermott's offensive coordinator. You said that what happened in the AFC Championship, in the AFC playoffs, we'll call it, the division round against the Broncos was unacceptable, and yet you brought back the same people except for the one guy that helped turn this entire Bills program around. Now, I get you got to do whatever you got to do to keep Josh Allen happy and appease him. I think Brian Daboll would have been a little bit better, but what do I know? Joe Brady, again, could be a very fine hire. My biggest issue is just Bills went through a sham process, and they just landed with the guy they were going to promote all along. So Bills, Brady, ranked 7th out of 10 for me. 6, Falcons, Kevin Stefanski. This was another one that I predicted in the NFL Matchmaker episode, head coach Matchmaker episode. I like Stefanski to the Falcons. I think he could, look, he still knows how to coach, and we're really going to see. Here's a really interesting thing about Kevin Stefanski and the Browns and the Falcons. He is bringing so many of his Browns assistants over. Tommy Rees is going to be his offensive coordinator. Like, he's bringing a lot of his staff over. So this is going to really tell us who's the problem. Is it Kevin Stefanski? Is it the Cleveland Browns? Or is it somewhere in the middle of this bowl? Like, if Stefanski fails in Atlanta with doing the same thing, same staff, like everything, then, you know, we'll know, oh, Stefanski just wasn't all that great. But if he succeeds, then it's the Cleveland Browns' fault. It's a very interesting thing that, you know, the future, watching how this progresses with Stefanski and Falcons is going to be a huge tell. Or could be a huge tell. I like him with those offensive pieces now. Who's going to be the quarterback? Is it going to be Kirk Cousins? And Kirk Cousins could fit what Stefanski wants to do. You know, how many times did we hear Cousins to Cleveland rumors while Stefanski was there? So, I maybe they retain him. I don't know. Do they go? Could they get a Malik Willis? That would be really interesting. Who is that guy that Kevin Stefanski is going to bring in at quarterback? Because I don't know if you can trust Michael Penix. And you have some solid offensive pieces. Bijan, London, Pitts. I like the hire because I thought the Falcons should go offensive side of the ball. They went with an experienced guy. Could they have gone for younger, maybe a first time? Sure. Like a Kubiak or Mike LaFleur or Joe Brady even. But I did like Kevin Stefanski to the Falcons. I liked it when I predicted it, and I liked it when it happened. So at 6, Falcons, Stefanski. Some of these hires, man, I really like the fit, or I like what they're doing. I don't want to hate on a lot of these hires. It's not like I hate all these. It's just some jobs weren't that attractive. Some of the guys they brought in are just kind of meh. Like, I like Mike LaFleur. I liked him in New York. I thought he got shafted. He is a very intelligent offensive mind. And the plays he was drawing up, the timing, the flow of the game, I thought Mike LaFleur had good rhythm, good pacing. I thought he was a very good offensive coordinator. He got shafted. Woody Johnson needed somebody's head on a stake, and they put Mike LaFleur out on the block, and Sean McVay scooped him up. So you had a guy that went from, he's a Shanahan disciple who's already called his own offense, and he made Mike White look like a really good quarterback. When's the last time you've seen him play in an NFL game? He had Mike White, Josh Johnson, Joe Flacco, everybody besides Zach Wilson looking like a legitimate quarterback and playing well. He knows how to call plays. He is a good offensive play caller, offensive mind. And he learns under McVay. Woo! Woo! It's going to be really fun out there in the desert. My concern for LaFleur and the Cardinals is the Cardinals side. I'm not really as concerned about the LaFleur side. I think he's going to do just fine. I worry about the Cardinals side. Are they going to be able to build a team? What's the plan at quarterback? Now, again, I just told you that I've watched him call plays for Mike White, Joe Flacco, and Josh Johnson. Like, the only quarterback I've seen him fail with is Zach Wilson. So don't expect that. Do not expect that out there in the desert. I am very curious, though. What is going to happen at quarterback? Because I could make or break it for LaFleur. He's, again, a very intelligent offensive mind. I do like that the Cardinals went younger. I do like that they poached somebody from the Rams. That was a very good hire for the Cardinals. My biggest concern is, does Mike LaFleur really know what all he's getting himself into? I like to hire for the Cardinals. From the LaFleur side and being a fan of his, I'm a little worried. But that's why he's at 5. At number 4, the Titans and Robert Saleh. I was shocked that Saleh was the guy the Titans hired, or that the Titans were the guy that Saleh went to and wanted. I thought he should be in a spot like the Ravens. I thought that was a really good fit for him. Maybe the Giants, somebody that had well, maybe not the Giants, because that's sort of the same boat as the Titans. Established quarterback is what I was looking for. I don't know why it's the Giants, actually, now that I think about it. And it's not like Saleh had to jump into the next opportunity just to get the job or get a head coach job again. Excuse me. Like, he was going to have his pick of the litter again, you would think, next year. But for what he's building in Tennessee, now I think I really like Brian Daboll. I really like him being able to bring Brian Daboll along on the Titans staff. You can tell they're committed to trying to develop Cam Ward, as they should be. It's an interesting fit. I don't know if it's much of a fit, but I do. Why I have Saleh and the Titans ranked so high is because of that staff that he's building. I like Brian Daboll. I like Saleh, calling defensive plays, having a lot of his staff from the Jets, so that defensive staff that he had on the Jets when he was a head coach there, he's bringing some of those guys back. It's kind of like getting the band back together on the defensive side. It's a very... It didn't make sense to me, and I really don't know if it still does, but I'm intrigued. I like it because I think, Saleh's already dealt with a dysfunctional organization. Maybe the hope for him is that he learned and that he can change. He's got to get better at situational awareness. He's got to get better at when to throw challenges. He's got to get better at calling timeouts and when to do that. Like, the game management side, he needs to get better at. That was a big issue with him. If he gets better at that, with the staff that he has, if they bring in offensive pieces for Brian Daboll and Cam Ward, Titans could be a fun team. So I do like... I'm warming up to Titans and Saleh together. At number 3, I have the Giants in Harbaugh. Giants were one of the most attractive jobs on the market, and Harbaugh was one of the most attractive candidates on the market. Now you match them together, Harbaugh getting as much control and not backing down, and the Giants like caving to Harbaugh was a little inspiring on the Giants side, because like, all right, the Giants they want to be legit. They're serious about getting Harbaugh, and he's a guy that could bring stability. Do they win a championship? I don't know. He couldn't do it in Baltimore with the team he had in Baltimore. But you could turn this program around. You can win games. If Jackson Dart's your guy, you can definitely win games. I don't know if they've hired a new OC yet. Giants. They are still looking for an offensive coordinator. I know that they were hoping for Tom Monken, which I think could have been a good fit for Jackson Dart. We'll see what staff Harbaugh puts together. But it's a good fit. It's a program builder. Harbaugh is a program builder, and the Giants kind of need that. At number 2, I really like Clint Kubiak to the Las Vegas Raiders. Assuming that doesn't, cave and turn to shit, We've seen that happen. We've seen coaches back out. They're committed, but they can't sign the contract yet till after the Super Bowl. And then Bill Belichick comes to you in the office and says, you're gonna be my successor. And next thing you know, Josh McDaniels pulls out of the Colts, and Frank Wright is inserted in. Assuming that doesn't happen and Kubiak is the next coach of the Raiders, I like it. I really do. You look at what Kubiak's done with Darnold and JSN, and you just start thinking, man, they're about to get Fernando Mendoza. They have Ashton Genty, and they'll run the ball a lot. The Seahawks are 5th in the league in rush attempts. They will run the ball a lot, so they're going to have to build up the offensive line, which they're going to have to do that anyways for Fernando Mendoza. I like Brock Bowers. You get a couple more pieces, and let's have some fun. It's a tough division, but I think it's not winnable. Because for years it was, the Chiefs are in the division. Who's really going to win it? Well, this year the Broncos did, out of nowhere. So, and say what you want about Mark Davis, he's willing to do whatever it takes. Like, they realize their mistakes. They're pretty good at realizing their mistakes. They're also good at making the mistakes, but they're good at realizing them and, cutting bait. They did that with Pete Carroll, and Clint Kubiak is one of those guys that's a young up-and-comer, like a Mike LaFleur. Possibly like a Joe Brady. I could not be more excited about this fit for the Raiders and Kubiak. Bright, young offensive mind. You're getting a first-round overall draft pick at quarterback in Fernando Mendoza. The Raiders could be fun. It may not be next year, but give them a couple years, and the Raiders might be here. And then the best match, essentially, was Ravens and Jesse Minter. This was, without a doubt, the best job available, in my opinion. Jesse Minter was a perfect fit. I don't know if Jesse Minter was the best candidate, but he was a perfect fit because he is a Harbaugh-minded guy. He's also similar to a Mike McDonald. He same tree. Defensively, Jesse Minter's a bright young coach defensively. He's putting together a decent staff. I like him taking the offensive coordinator of the Bears. Declan Doyle. He wasn't calling plays for Ben Johnson, but I'm sure he learned a lot from Ben Johnson. I do like him doing that. That's going to be fun for Lamar. This was just the perfect fit, the perfect marriage between Minter and the Ravens. It just made so much sense. It went together like lamb and tuna fish, or peanut butter and jelly and spaghetti and meatballs and whatever. Yeah, it's a great fit. So let's rank them 1 through 10. Best fits. My favorite, how do I want to word that? My favorite head coach billings, I guess. The Ravens and Jesse Minter are my favorite. I think they're the number one position, number one vacancy filled, best fit for them. They're number one. I really like that number two, the Las Vegas Raiders and Clint Kubiak. I'm pretty excited about that future connection. And number three, John Harbaugh and the New York Giants. Harbaugh's going to come in and clean that program up, and he's going to help right the ship. And number four, the staff that Saleh's starting to put together has me very inspired about the Titans. So him and the Titans pairing, excuse me, seems pretty odd. Still a little confused, but look, I'm willing to give it a chance. And number five, I like Mike LaFleur a lot. I like the Cardinals being able to get him. I do have concerns from Mike LaFleur's side, like, could you have done better? The Falcons and Kevin Stefanski just felt like a really good fit for each other at number 6. And number 7, the Bills promote offensive coordinator Joe Brady. That was essentially felt like it was inevitable. It's going to be him or Dable. And number 8, the Steelers just go status quo with Mike McCarthy and just somebody that can get you treading above water. And number 9, the Dolphins and Jeff Hafley. And number 10, the Browns being the Browns and hiring Todd Monken. And I think, again, with the Browns, not being able to keep Jim Schwartz is what's going to kill this. So, yeah, those are how I view the rank. That's how I view the coaches filled. And we're going to have a fun week this week at Party Chat Sports, I think. We have, well, a fun couple of weeks. Super Bowl preview. We'll see if we get anything else up on the feed. Continue to check us out on TikTok. Watch our YouTube shorts. And then we'll get right into draft season. So draft season right around the corner for us here at Party Chat Sports. So stay tuned. Check us out anywhere and everywhere. Oh, Party Chat Sports. So until next time.